Good morning, welcome to Catex TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Tuesday, February 10th, 2015. If you want to follow us on Twitter, go to Catex TV. It seems that Kayla Muller's family, the 26-year-old American female hostage being held by ISIS, the family is now confirming that she was in fact killed in the Jordanian Air Force attack on ISIS positions. The Japanese trade union mutual insurer Saikyo Saurat, one of the biggest buyers of catastrophe insurance in Japan, concluded its treaty renewal early. It's supposed to be done in March. They did it before mid-February. They managed to achieve rate reductions of about 15%. This is bad news for reinsurers because it indicates that subsequent renewals might in fact continue to decrease. The Japanese reinsurance market actually increased after the tsunami in 2011, as well as the flooding in Thailand, which largely was insured by Japanese insurers. The rates did increase. However, the soft market did begin to invade the Japanese market, and then further damaging it was one of the big three Japanese buyers of reinsurance, Sompo Japan, making a decision that they were going to merge the reinsurance buying of all their operating entities into one purchase. Northeastern US, according to Aon Benfield, suffered about $500 million in economic losses as a result of the big winter storm that came through the region last month. New York City alone apparently suffered $200 million in losses, including business interruption. Of course, Boston remains completely under snow cover, having been hit with 3 major blizzards in just 13 days, and more snow is predicted for Thursday. The big French reinsurer Scor has recorded gross written premium growth of 2.4% at the January 2015 renewals. Most importantly, it said that they had only seen a pricing decrease across the board of only 0.7%. They believe they have finally stemmed the tide on premium reduction. Scor went on to say that it had successfully resisted attempts by buyers and brokers to loosen contract terms to make them more favorable. They stuck to their guns, and hats off to Denise Kessler, the CEO of the company. Lloyd's carrier Catlin has revealed a 13% increase in profits. Jumps up now to $488 million a year before tax. This is the last result that will come out before Catlin's merger, or acquisition, I should say, by XL. The chairman of the Catlin Group, John Barton, said that he's pleased with the carrier's performance, and he believes that XL's offer to acquire Catlin will create a business that is a leader in global P&C. It was also just announced that Stephen Catlin intends to remain on board in the merged entity for 5 more years. Yesterday, German Chancellor Angela Merkel was at the White House. She stopped by Ottawa to visit Stephen Harper on the way home to Germany. And she said at a news conference with Barack Obama that the possibility of providing lethal defense, i.e. lethal weapons, to the Ukraine government to help them combat the Russian-led rebels is something that's being examined, but a decision has not yet been made. Both leaders think that adding more fuel to the fire by providing increased weaponry to Ukraine might in fact just spark a major outbreak of a conflict. Merkel, for her part, says that she is somebody who comes from Europe. I can only say if we give up the principle of territorial integrity, we will not be able to maintain peace in Europe. It's essential. The U.S. Geological Survey reported a 4.3 earthquake near Mount Kilauea on the big island of Hawaii. It did not cause any detectable changes in the volcano. There were no reports of any tsunami or damage. UK industrial production declined more than expected in December, as supposed maintenance work in the North Sea oil fields dragged down oil output, while the manufacturing sector expanded but at a slower pace. Industrial production fell 0.2% from the prior month. Meanwhile, the head of HSBC has told the head of HSBC's private bank, the one that was embroiled in the weekend's news stories about contributing to tax evasion, has told staff that past practices which may have allowed some clients to dodge taxes are unacceptable, and that the bank has no further appetite to deal with such customers. Peter Boyle, the CEO of HSBC Global Private Banking, said Our clients want to know that we've changed, and from our side, we have absolutely no appetite to do business with clients or potential clients who are evading their taxes or who fail to meet our financial crime compliance standards. HSBC on Sunday did admit to failings in compliance and controls in its Swiss private bank, and faces UK and US investigations. Meanwhile, in France, Dominique Strauss Kahn, the former president of the International Monetary Fund, is embroiled in a trial in which it's alleged that he received the favors of prostitutes in regular sex orgies in return for dispensing favors. Mr. Strauss Kahn, in his defense, said A, he did not know that the women were prostitutes, and B, that the orgies were not the so-called frenetic activity that was described in the courts, but in fact were only quarterly occurrences. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.